So did you guys know about System Platform's object wizards? These wizards are extremely useful because they can help you cut down on development time and enforce engineering standardization across your team if you have multiple developers working on the same project. In this video on the screen, you'll see how there's two different valve types that are set up in this environment. One that's an isolator valve type, and the second one that's a regulator valve type. And how the developer is pulling in associated content into a master valve template using the object wizard. This will allow the developer to then pull in the relevant attributes for each instance of the valve. And this includes I/O and graphics as well at the instance level.
What I've got here is a valve template that I've created ahead of time. It's blank aside from two graphics that I've created just to keep this video nice and short. I'm going to start by defining all the attributes that any of my valves can have. So in this case, it's going to be a position boolean for my isolator, since it can all be open or closed, a state process value and a state set point for my regulator valve, since the inlet can be varying degrees of open, and a maintenance mode boolean that's going to be common across both. I'm going to start by creating those now. So I'm going to create the position boolean. And I'm going to say it's closed when false and open when true. Then we're going to create the maintenance mode boolean. And we'll leave those labels blank. And I want my state set point. I want it to be an integer. And we're going to historize that. And then I want my state process value. Just going to have I/O and history. And now we've created our attributes. What we need to do is just create a choice group on the left here. I'm going to add a choice group, and you can see here we've got choice 1 and choice 2. So I'm going to rename choice 1 to isolator. Oh, I just named the group that. We'll call it group. We'll name the choice isolator, and choice 2 regulator. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through and drag across the parts that are pertinent to the isolator valve, which is the position attribute and the isolator faceplate. Then for the regulator, we're going to do the same, but for the associated attributes and content for the regulator. Notice I'm not dragging across maintenance because that is going to be common across all of them, and so it doesn't need an association. So with that done, I can save and close this template. And now we'll create an instance just to show what this looks like at instance generation. You can see I've created a valve. If I click into it, I'm presented with my choice groups. So you can see I'm on isolator, and immediately I've got my maintenance, which is common across both, and my position and my isolator faceplate with none of the other extraneous attributes or content. Likewise, if I change to regulator, you can see that that automatically changes as well.
So as you can see, guys, right, the object wizards unlocks the choices and options, right, which lets the developer assign content and associate I/O or attributes to certain templates, right? So then when you create the instances of those valves at that point, it makes it a lot easier. So it just streamlines the creation process. This is especially useful if you have multiple developers that are working in the same galaxy, right? Because you want to ensure standardization across them. At that point, you have a standardized set of content, I/O, and attributes associated with specific valve types.